Well, hello there. Welcome once more to Contro's Kitchen. And if this is your first time stopping by, I would like to say a very warm akwaba to you. Today I'm sharing with you a very simple dinner recipe, and this is noodles stir fry. Rice noodles to be precise. This is so easy to whip up, very quick, delicious, something I know the kids are bound to love, and you yourself will love it. I hope you give this a try. Alright, let's look at the ingredients you need for this recipe. You'll need some rice stick noodles, some celery sticks julienned, some beef, and this of course always has to be cut across the grain. I have some julienned carrots, scallions, cabbage, grated ginger, some bean sprout, shrimp cleaned and deveined, and you need some cornstarch, white pepper, oyster sauce, sesame oil, and some soy sauce as well. And you'll find all these ingredients listed in their right quantities down below in the description box for you. So to start, I'm going to prepare a marinade for my beef, and then we'll proceed with everything else. So I have in here my cornstarch, soy sauce, white pepper, and grated ginger. So I'm just going to go ahead and stir this up to make a mixture, and then I'll coat my meat with this. So I'm just going to pour the beef in here, and I'm going to use my hands so I can mix it thoroughly. Make sure all the meat is coated with this seasoning or marinade, and then I'll set it aside and focus on my other ingredients. So I have my shrimp here, and I'm just going to season it with a little bit of salt and black pepper. Mix it to get everything coated with this, and set it aside as well. So I have a pot boiling with water, and that is what I'm going to cook my rice noodles in. So I'm using just one packet. I showed you two in the beginning, but I'm just cooking one. And all you need when cooking this packet is to let it, cook in this hot water, boiling water, for about 30 seconds to a minute, or just follow the instructions on your packet. I, however, left this a little bit unattended, so I cooked it a little bit longer, but it still turned out well. But if you want yours a little bit less soft, then of course specifically follow the instruction on your packet. So I poured it out of the pan, and I'm trying to give it a cold shock by getting some cold water on it. This way you stop the cooking process, and so your pasta also gets the chance to breathe, and the cold water helps to make it not stick together. So I have my skillet heated on fire now, and I added just a little bit of oil, and now I'm going to cook my shrimp in this oil. So all it's going to take is about 4 to 5 minutes for this shrimp to be cooked to how you desire it. Shrimp doesn't take too long to cook, and so I'm constantly stirring it because you also don't want to really fry it or let it have that crusty burnt look on it. So constantly be stirring this because this is a stir fry. And now, as you can see, it's golden, perfectly cooked, and I'm just going to scoop them out and set them aside so I can cook the beef and the other ingredients in, and then these will come back in later on. So now that I've been able to remove all my shrimp, I'm just going to add a little bit more oil so I can cook my beef in here as well, and I just empty everything in here in my pan. And just let it cook. So I'm just spreading it out, and you don't want to disturb the heat or the temperature of this. So I let it cook for about 3 minutes untouched, and now I give it a stir, and as you can see, you see a little bit of searing on the part that was hitting the bottom right away. And now as I stir, I'm trying to make sure that the other side that is not cooked will be the one that gets some of the heat, so it gets a beautiful sear as well. Just look at how beautiful the meat is. This is entirely due to the cornstarch that I added. It helps give you that glossy look. It helps the meat not to dry out, and it's just tender and so flavorful. So I've added my shrimp now, give it a stir, and now I'm going to go ahead and prepare my sauces that will go into the stir fry when I add all my ingredients. So I have here my soy sauce. Oyster sauce was what went in first, and now I'm adding some soy sauce. A little bit of sesame oil, that is if you like the taste of it. It's very strong, so all you need is just as much, that tiny bit. And now I'm just going to go ahead and mix everything. And whilst that was going on, look at how beautiful the meat is. It's perfect now, and now I can add in the rest of my stir fry ingredients. So I added my sliced celery sticks, and I'm going to stir it and let it cook a little bit. And trust me, celery stick in your stir fry, just amazing. Like the taste, the crunchiness of it, because you're not cooking it for too long, so it still stays crunchy, and the flavors it brings to the stir fry is just unbelievable. So I added my julienne carrots. This I just bought straight from the grocery store, looking like this. I didn't do this myself, but if you have a tool that can julienne it this way, or whichever way you want to cut it up, it's really entirely to you. Whatever looks fun and fancy enough for your stir fry is good. So I'm just stirring this, and then in comes my cabbage. This is just about a half of a small cabbage that I cut up, and that is also bringing a lot more of texture to the stir fry. And did I even mention that this stir fry is gluten free? It is, yes. So all you gluten free family members out here, this is entirely for you. I hope you enjoy this. And all of us as well can enjoy this. This was so good. So I'm now going to go ahead and add in my noodles. And I'm just trying to separate them even as I put them in here. And then I'll give it a stir, which is not easy trying to combine because they're so lengthy, so I ended up just trying to use my spoon to break them a little bit, so it's easier for you to incorporate everything. And this already smells so good. And as you can see, I'm really struggling trying to mix it up. So I used my spoon first, and then I tried to use my tongs, which helped a little bit, but I went back to my spoon. So I'm here now. I just added in my bean sprout, or my sprouted beans, which is very typical in most Asian recipes. And boy, do I love it. I always love it when I buy my Chinese food and it has the bean sprout. So I decided to cook it in this, and it brought an extra texture, and it was just delicious. So if you can find this, especially in your Asian grocery store, just go ahead and add some to this. And now I'm adding my sauces that I mixed up, which will be also listed for you in the description box as well. It doesn't get any easier or better than this. Such gorgeousness, delicious gorgeousness, I should say, whipped up in about 30 minutes. Nothing more than that. Like seriously, all you need is 30 minutes. So after a busy day at work, you just come home and you're trying to figure out what to cook for your family. That is, if you didn't meal prep, or if your meal prep food has run out, this is so easy to whip up, and everybody in the family enjoys it. This is like comfort food, take home food, take out food, made and enjoy in the comfort of your home. You simply cannot beat this. So as always, my scallions go in at the very last because I love to have my onions a little bit on the raw. And I'm just going to go ahead and give it a quick stir. And this is done. Like really done. That is all it took. And as you can see, the color is lighter on this because I didn't have any dark soy sauce. But if you want it darker, like normally how it would be like a dark brown, almost getting into a blackish color, then definitely find some dark soy sauce to add to this. And that is all you need. But I loved it just as much. The color is perfect for me. The taste was just amazing. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody, the baby, my husband, myself, and this is something that I know you will truly enjoy. So why don't you try this? And until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.